Hi, I'm Nina. Thanks for tuning in. I want to share an easy recipe. It's for olive tapenade, and I've been making it for years, and my friends just love it. I just put a can of black olives in there, which I always use, but really you can do any variation of any olive to create your own, but this is just what I have on hand most of the time. Black olives are always a staple for me, Kalamata olives, so I'm just gonna spoon, again, my measuring, it goes like this, but that's a 1/4 cup, and this is a 1/2 cup, and this is 3/4, and this is 1 cup. And I'm making enough to bring to my friend's house and then have some left at home. So I poured the juice out of this jar so that I can easily just go like this with these olives. But as you can see, some juice came out, and that's okay. So I'm gonna put this whole jar in here. And now you're thinking, what a crazy show. I know, because I'm also gonna drain all the juice out of these calamatas and just use those too, because otherwise I won't have enough to bring and to have at home. So here's what I love about this recipe. You cannot screw it up. You can put whatever combination, whatever amounts of green, maybe like green more than black. Okay, I'm gonna have to have one. And there's so much garlic in there because there's garlic in every olive, but it's kind of pickled. So I'm just gonna add some fresh garlic, which if you don't have green olives, the kind that they sell at Costco that have the garlic in it, no matter what I have on hand, I always add a few cloves of garlic. Let's say 3. But this is a garlic press, and I shoved a couple extra in there because they were little, so they don't count. When they're 2 small ones, they make 1 normal size clove. Again, grew up with garlic. I believe it to be a healer food. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pour the whole jar in there. So now I've got, this was probably 3/4 a jar of Kalamata olives, the whole jar of the green olives with the garlic in it, and a can of regular black olives. Whatever you wanna do is great. So this used to not be a vegan recipe because I put Parmesan cheese in it. But I can easily make it vegan by leaving that out. So I'm gonna do 2 batches for my family at home. I'll leave the cheese out. For my friends, I'm gonna put the cheese in. At one point, one of my daughters was oil-free, you know, even making it without olive oil, and it's still great. So I'm just giving a rough chop to the parsley, and that's about 2 tablespoons. Again, I probably wouldn't go heavier, just a hint of parsley. And I'm gonna chop that in there as well. Everything else I add after the fact. So I'm just gonna be careful with this super new, powerful processor to only pulse it a few times. So even if you over pulsed it, it'd be more like a pate. I like it when the olives are, you know, you can still tell the texture that these are just chopped up olives. So I like that look about it. I guess I'll show it to you. It might not be the most appetizing to look at. Tastes delicious. So I just blended all those olives together. So now I have a mixing bowl. I'm gonna put them in the mixing bowl. And as it turns out, on my chopping board, there's some extra parsley. I'm gonna put it in my bowl. I don't wanna waste that. So, transferring. I'm laughing because I do make like restaurant sized portions. I am gonna put olive oil in it because everybody's okay with that now. Just like a tablespoon, it doesn't need a lot. And like I said, the recipe still turns out if you omit it altogether. I'm just gonna 1/4 this lemon, and I'm gonna put it, because this is what I have available right now, into this crust. And so the juice of 1 lemon, I'm probably gonna end up, usually like to use the hand twisting citrus juicer, but because that's in the sink right now, I'm using this handheld one. Just gotta keep my eyes like gently, you know, almost closed so I don't blind myself if I get squirted with lemon juice. Cooking can be so dangerous. Well, anyway, that's the juice of 1 lemon. That's enough. If you want more, add more. You cannot make a mistake. It's your personal preference, but you get the gist of it. So that's olives, parsley, garlic, olive oil, lemon juice. How easy is that? Now let's put some seasoning on it. I'm gonna do a few red pepper flakes. That's like 1/8 teaspoon. I'm gonna use my Himalayan salt. I pour it in my hand because that's my measuring spoon, unless I'm baking. And that's about 1/2 teaspoon. And then I'm gonna pour it right back because olives are salty, so I'm not sure what I was thinking there. The seasoning was out and I looked at it and I thought, it doesn't need salt. But I am gonna put about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper on it because that'll be good. And then some dried oregano. I'll probably do, you know, you cannot mess this up again. I mean, you can if you put a ton in, but this is like 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. This is the one where I like to just take it in the hands just to release the flavor from the dried oregano, and do the same thing with the basil, about 1/2 teaspoon. You can omit oregano if you don't like oregano. There's a lot of health properties to it, so I'm throwing it in there. You can just make it with basil alone if you want. You can use fresh basil. There's 1,000,001 ways to make it. This is just what I always have on hand and what I seem to mix together that everybody seems to love. So I'm gonna call that done for my family. It just needs a little more love for the one that's going to my friend's house. So I'm just tossing it. It's as easy as that. This to me is a portion. I'm just gonna spoon some out so that I can keep it vegan. Okay? It'll be gone in a day. And then this is the one I'll take to my friend's house. I'm gonna finish off with some Parmesan cheese. I like these graters so much that I have a couple of them. I'm just gonna, you know, this is based on personal preference. I am a fan of cheese. I would just cut this block of Parmesan up and enjoy eating that alone. So I can't mess this up unless you're not a fan of cheese. But if you want to know a measurement, personal preference, let's say a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. Can't mess it up. That's why it's so great. You can serve this with like crostini, you know, make your own. You can eat it with tortilla chips. You can put it on top of a hummus and then dip your vegetables in hummus with this olive on top of it. It's literally amazing. I buy these crackers from Costco, my home away from home. They're Simple Mills almond flour crackers. I think they taste great. There's like a little flavor to them just by themselves. So it sounds like it would be just so boring, an almond flour cracker, but they actually have flavor. Just gonna take one out. Can't bring it somewhere without trying it first. All I need is a glass of wine. If you're underage, a glass of water. Delicious. That's it. Olive Tapenade. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to Mindful Mina. That's so good. It's never just one. It's never just one. But we're gonna be outside social distancing. That sounds nice on a winter evening to sit outside. Cozy. So that's why I'm bringing her in a Tupperware. Also, because she said she has a tray set up to put it in that's small. So some can be served and the rest can go in her refrigerator. She can enjoy it for a day or so. I'm just gonna work on the presentation here with some more freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I will bring her these crackers because I love the two together. You thought I signed out? Now I will. See you next time.